Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which is short for AFSPA. Now we must know that it is an act which gives absolute and special powers to the army officers in a given area. Let's study it now. AFSPA 1958 is an act of the Parliament of India that grants special powers to Indian Armed Forces to maintain public order in disturbed areas. Now we must know what a disturbed area is. It is an area which is very unsettling, has no peace, and also very difficult to administer. Now, we must also note that the central government, the governor of the state, as well as administrator of union territory, can declare an area as disturbed area. According to this AFSPA Act, many powers have been given to the armed forces, which are as follows. First, that after giving due warning, armed forces can fire upon or use any kind of force against a person who is acting against the law. Second, they can destroy any armed dump, hideout, fortified position, shelter, or training camp from which armed attack have been made. Third, they can also do any arrest or without any warrant. Anyone who has committed a cognizable offense means that army officers can arrest without the warrant anyone who has committed cognizable offense or is suspected to do so. Fourth, they can also enter and search any premises in order to do so. Fifth, they can stop and search any vehicle which they reasonably suspect to be carrying any weapon or a person related to a crime. Sixth, any person arrested and taken into custody under this act shall be made present over to the officer in charge of the nearest police station with least possible delay. And seventh, that army officers have been given legal immunity for this action. Now also, this armed has been matter of contradiction because there have been many cases filed to human rights violation, but we must also know that the armed officers have been given of absolute powers because it is very important to ensure that the armed forces are working in a very hostile environment, that they must be provided with adequate safeguard. Thank you.